yeah, I guess I wanted you to sort of look at who have we got present here. So this is sort of a combination of Mother Nature's mix as well as our previous management. Yeah, see who showed up and think about what you think they might be working on, what have they showed up for, what's their job, why are they here, and I guess, yeah, really get the eyes and the head going. And things like when we came to do the soil tests, really cool things like when we looked under the roly-poly, which I usually do with a shovel, flipped them over and you actually saw that in there was a whole little microclimate of its own, and it actually was like a nursery. So you had all these plants just enjoying the safety under that berry patch, ready for when they've done their thing and they move on, because the roly-poly, literally it gets to a point where organisms rot the stem off at the surface and they roll away. And so who's left behind? The little plant community that they created underneath them. There's sort of some wisdom there to Mother Nature, and I know when we see these lumpy bumpy things in the paddock we wonder about that. Get yourself to observe that sort of thing, what's going on. Because sometimes we see with our lenses, we see with our emotion, we see with the attachment of the emotion we've got, say, to a roly-poly. And we might actually be seeing with the emotion of our grandfather had about a roly-poly, not even knowing ourselves why we really feel like that about a roly-poly, right? So, and it could be that just one sentence that we hung on to, Grandpa said, banging around in the paddock, and that's where we can check in with that and go, well, wait a minute, he didn't look under the roly-poly. Or maybe Grandpa did, it was Dad that didn't look under the roly-poly, because sometimes this wisdom was definitely back there. So yeah, the exercise here in the paddock is I really want you to be head down looking. What do you see? Because you'd have to say Mother Nature's put a pretty good mix here, hasn't it? And there's quite a few species. I mean, people might do it for me and do a mental count and bring it back to what we saw. Can you remember when we were sampling, it was an 8, wasn't it?
8 or 9.
8 or 9. So these guys actually, Matt did a bricks test on that, and it was the highest bricks of what we sampled that day, and it was an 8 or a 9. So even though we're thinking, oh man, don't know if I want you there, it was functioning at the highest level. It was photosynthesizing, it was doing its gig really well and doing all sorts of good things for you as well, and keeping others away from the little community that it was looking after. Prickles often mean bugger off, let me do my thing and come back later type thing, you know, to put it a bit bluntly, because often there would be an animal, they actually know it's highly nutritious and they'll be wanting to nibble it, and at times they'll get quite tactful, and they will because they want the medicine out of it, but it's saying, no, I'm here doing a landscape function, here's a prickle, so just go away while I do it.